All right, guys, this is MobileGamerNerd, and we are back with God's Raid. Everyone gets lucky today. I had a little bit of a problem with another game that I was trying to work on for this, but we're going to do another God's Raid video today, so you get an extra video this week. So basically, what we're going to do today is I want to look at stats and upgrades and all the things that you can do to increase the power of your team and get you a little bit further in the game. Now, remember, we're using only rares right now and one legendary. I'm just kind of sticking with it mainly because at this point, I want to see how far they can get me. We are into Hell Mode 2.4, and we're kind of just messing around. We're almost about to hit 300,000 power on the team. And yeah, I'm basically just working on gear right now, so it's a little bit slow, so I figured we could do some other stuff. So let's look at this game and what it is that you're going to be looking to do and the gears and how you can get everything that you need for this game. Now, when you first start, you're going to have no heroes. You know, they're going to have a bunch of free ones that you got. I think you get Punchy, right? You get Punch Fist, Power Fist. I always want to call it Punchy Fist. You get a couple of different heroes. You do get some summons on the first week, but it's like, what do you do? So basically, your first thing is obviously campaign. You're going to go through campaign. We've talked about that many times. You finish the first area, and eventually, once you get into the next area of campaign, which is hard mode, we'll look at it right here. Once you get into hard mode, you will start unlocking the things that we're going to be talking about. It takes a little bit of time, but you only need pretty much you can get through with the original team, whether you can 3-star everything in regular mode or not. That's it depends on what you do and kind of what gear you use. So let's get out of here and see what we're going to look at. So first thing is your heroes. All right, let's look at each hero's stats and what they mean and what they do. So my best thing to say for this game is to make sure you read. I say this in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm going to say it in this game too. Click everything and see what it does. So this is your damage of basic attacks. That's what attack is, all right? So the more attack you have, the more damage you will have, all right? Defense, same thing. The more defense you have, the more you can, take less damage when you get hit. And obviously HP is exactly that. It's how much HP you have and how much damage you can take. Now you've got attack, all right? So now this is AS, that is 0.33 per second. All right, that is the number of attacks during 1 second. So that means in 1 second, I only get a 0.3 per second. So that means it's not going to be good. It means my attack speed sucks. All right. Now, let's say you have your attack speed at 1.7. That means that you're going to be getting almost 2 hits per second, which is obviously better. So attack speed is good in this game. Specific heroes, especially people like tank. I mean, does it help on a tank? Yes. Anytime someone can attack faster, it's always better. But this is definitely good on heroes that are like range because they can constantly just snipe people from behind. An assassin would be great to attack fast because then the one assassin in this game, literally her name is Assassin, is really good at just killing things in the back row. So there's things like that. So attack speed, you definitely will want to take it if you get a good one. If you get a 0.2, it's not that great. But if you get like a 30% increase, like I have on this guy right here, then yeah, I get 0.8 attacks per second. So now at least almost every second he's basically going to start smacking somebody. All right, we're getting to the point where he will be very fast. All right, let's look at the next stats. Resistance, all right? The ability to resist holy attacks, the higher you resist, the less holy damage you receive, all right? So that means you're going to take less damage from holy attacks. So that's good. Penetration, the ability to pierce a target's defense. Right now we have 289, so we have a chance of penetrating someone's defense and getting through it, which is really helpful for tank bosses and things like that. So penetration needs to be high eventually. Unfortunately, right now 289 is about all I've got. Crit rate. And remember that here's something about crit rate that's weird. You think that 1,743 is high. It's not, all right? We're only at 46.57%. That means that less than half the time we're going to be hitting with a crit. So that means we want to get that up as high as possible and make sure that we're doing crit rate. Now, crit is the hardest stat as far as I can tell right now that to get. And I think it's honestly more important than crit damage because if you can get your crit rate up to like 80 or 70, in that range at least, it's going to really help you out. It's not going to happen in the first part of the game. I mean, look at us. We're, what is it, 3 weeks in, and we only have 50% on, I think, my best heroes. So it's going to take time, especially if you're looking for the higher end gear like Legendary and Epic. Yeah, it's going to take time because those items take a lot of money and time to build. All right, and then you've got crit resistance, which is your ability to resist critical hits. Now, I would say this is more important on tanks, but very important for everyone because some of these enemies, they hit ridiculously hard. So crit resist is good. Is it something I would search for on my damage dealers? No, but if you get it, I'm not upset about getting it. Crit damage, obviously, the more you do, the more high this is, the more your crit damage is. So if you have 100% crit rate, crit damage, basically you do 100% more damage. If you have 200% crit damage, you do 200% more damage when you do a crit. All right, now, once again, crit damage is useless if you're only critting 20% of the time. Now, I'm at 50%, so even 50% and crit damage at 100, not terrible, all right, not great. I would much rather have a 50% increase in crit damage and 100% crit, obviously, but we're not there yet. You've got block, which is basically has a block chance. Right now, it's basically a wasted stat on him. I can't really do that. It's probably better for a tank. Let's look at him. Tank. There we go. He's got block, so basically he has a 34% chance to block damage. The higher the value, the higher the chance for the block to occur. When block occurs, damage equal to the block damage, all right, will be blocked. So what that means is this is also just like crit and crit damage, okay? You will block this. All right, I will block 6,389 damage if I block with a 34% chance, okay? Now you've got dodge. The higher your dodge, the higher chance you have of evading enemy attack completely. Your dodge is reduced equivalent to the target's accuracy, and the level difference between you and the target will also affect your ability to evade attacks, which basically means the higher the level enemy, the less chance of you dodging. Now, would dodge be a good stat for a damage dealer? I mean, that's something you could do on an assassin. Basically, just get them insane amounts of dodge. Now, if they have a lot of accuracy, then they're going to be able to bust through that. But most people in this game, I don't think, are really stacking accuracy yet, unless you're into the high areas of the game. All right, so we've got accuracy right here. So the accuracy of your attacks reduces the target's dodge equivalent to your accuracy. So if your accuracy is higher than the target's dodge, attack is increased equal to the difference. So that means that accuracy is probably pretty important when you think about it. I mean, something like that on a damage dealer, yeah, you're going to want that because it's going to increase your damage as well. So that's kind of something we don't really look at. All right. Energy charge rate represents the energy required to activate the ultimate skill. So we want this. If we can get it, it basically gives you more energy. Skill cooldown reduction, that's obviously good. You want your skill cooldown reduction. I don't know why we don't have any of these yet. We haven't looked at them. I haven't found anything that's going to lower these. I believe this is mostly for your rings. We'll see if any of the other heroes have any. It represents your character's basic attack multiplier. All right, increases damage of your basic attack. That's very good. Represents the character's skill attack multiplier, which increases the damage of your skill attacks. And then represents your character's ultimate skill multiplier, increases the damage of your ultimate skill. So all these things are good. Let's look at him. See, so now he has an ultimate skill multiplier of 9%. That means his damage is going to be 9.16% higher than it would be if we didn't have that skill. Now, I believe we get that from here, right? Nope, not there. It's from one of these accessories. This is where you're going to get, here we go, ultimate attack multiplier. You're going to want to be looking for this skill on each one of your accessories. We just haven't gotten it on a lot of them. A few of these guys just didn't get it. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to really dig through and find some more stuff. So here we got skill attack multiplier. So his skills are going to be stronger on my Spear Knight. Same thing with him. He's got skill attack and ultimate attack. So both of these are multiplied by that number. So you're going to do more damage. Now, each accessory basically will have one of these stats. So when you're building your accessories, look for this. Say skill attack multiplier. This one's garbage, so we will be looking for a new one. And then this one also has the equipped hero's ultimate skill is increased by 1, and we've got the ultimate attack multiplier. So even something like this on a rare gear would be kind of better than having a ring, say, that doesn't do those things. Now, for him specifically, we did this because he needed more defense because he was dying. Now, I've gotten a little bit more defense as we've gone on. So I could conceivably switch him into a different ring that has that. And I believe we had one. Let me see. Here, this one. This one has a skill attack multiplier and has crit resist. So that's both good things. Excuse me. So, yeah, skill attack would be good on this. So I could conceivably level this up and give it to him to do more damage. All right. It is something that we can do. But we did get an increase on his skill level by 2 by wearing this. So you basically have to decide which one's more important. 2 levels on your hero skill for skill 2 or skill attack multiplier. All right. Those are things that you need to look at when you're doing your heroes. Now, each piece of gear is you're going to look for crit. All right. So this one has crit, penetration, accuracy. All of this is really good for a damage dealer. Now, this is where you're going to have to start really considering what you're doing with your heroes. So a weapon like this is probably better suited for a range hero. I'm not saying it has to be on a range. I'm just saying something like this might be better for a range hero, but this does have defense. If this had attack, this would be a perfect range attack hero's weapon. All right. But because it has the extra defense and because I need this crit, penetration, and accuracy on my swordsman, I put it on him. Now, you have to consider that your attack heroes like this, who are melee, they're going to be right up front with these enemies. So having all attack is great, but you might get killed. All right, your hero is going to die a lot quicker. A range hero, outside of fighting an assassin, might not need those things as much. All right, you can use them because you're far away from the enemies. So just consider what you're putting on your heroes when you do it. This one has HP by 10%. Once again, it has the crit, which is what I was looking for, and it gave him a little more HP so that he can actually survive when he's fighting. This is also another piece, but it has attack by 10%. We are going to try to get that to 10 to get this extra defense, which is really nice. We're going to have crit resist, accuracy, which is good. Accuracy I'll take, and defense. Once again, this is more of a defensive battle on this. I really am just looking for crit rate on him. I don't super care whether or not it's attack or defense. I'd prefer attack on certain things, but I also want him to stay alive. Really, if he crits, we're good. So once again, here, crit damage. I would switch this out if it didn't have this attack, because I want crit rate. But he does have a 30% increased attack speed, a little bit of dodge, and some crit damage, which is nice. But like I said, he's melee, so he's a little bit different. This has crit and penetration. We can easily go into one of these other pieces and get something better here, but it does increase his attack by 3%. I would much rather have more crit, but we just don't have it yet. So maybe we'll craft a boot for him soon. I think we actually have the pieces to do it. Same thing with his other gear. This is just whatever I got. We're still in that mode where we just have what we got. Like we're not specifically set at this point on gear. We're just kind of moving forward with what we have and hopefully trying to craft new stuff. Right now, I want to focus on main gear because getting the legendary gear that you're going to get from the campaign and from just doing the normal modes and stuff, I would put that all on your main damage dealer because you really want one really strong hero. I mean, you can look at these stats. This is your power, your total power, right? My Knoll Chief has 46,000 power. Orc Swordsman's literally almost at 90,000. Spear Knight's at 56. Dark Mage 56, and Mummy's at 46. So basically my damage dealers are a little bit higher because I put my stronger gear on them because we want them to do more damage, all right? And then we've got him in some defense stuff. Now, when we're choosing gear, once again, pick what's good for the heroes. As you can see, my tank is mainly all block, crit resist. Once again, defense is up, HP, dodge. These are all stats that you would use for a damage dealer. I mean, for a tank. Regular damage dealers, like these guys, you want to do a little kind of a hybrid mix, mostly attack, but throw some defense in there so they don't die. And then your range heroes, mainly you're going to do stuff like this, where it's penetration, accuracy, crit. That's what you want on them. Now, I could conceivably go over here. He doesn't have crit, right? Yeah, he does have crit on there, so we don't need to switch it. But we could conceivably take this off of him and put it on someone else, but he's a really good range dealer, so this is perfect for him. If it had the extra attack, it would be even more amazing. I would love it. But either way, that's a nice little piece for him. So when you're looking at your stats, basically just realize that you're going to be putting it on certain heroes and decide which ones you're going to be putting on. Your healer, it depends on what their stats need, all right? So like when we look at skills, all right, let's go to Mummy, skill. All right, so now her skills, she heals the HP of one ally for 110% of attack. That means that if she doesn't have attack, she's not going to heal a lot. All right, so there's that. Then you've got heals one ally for 325% of attack and poisons an enemy causing damage equal to 56% of attack. So far, all this is attack. All right. Last skill invokes the magic of the dead and creates a barrier for all allies that absorbs damage equal to 37% of Mummy Sorceress's HP. So we are going to need HP on her as well. Now, right now, she's in the worst gear of my entire team. As you can see, most of my other heroes have a lot more. He's lower HP because he's in range, but 165, 200,000, and 158. So these guys have a lot more HP than my Mummy, and that's because of the gear they're wearing. So we're going to be upgrading her for gear. We're going to be looking for HP, but also focused on attack. So attack and HP would be her main thing because we want that shield to be higher and we want her attack to heal. All right. Now, some heroes might be more based on HP. Some might be more based on defense. Look at your skills. See what their skills require. So like my tank, he does damage. That's it. Straight attack, all attack. Taunts an enemy for 6 seconds and decreases the target's attack, so that's fine. And then lets out a menacing cry and reduces the attack of all enemies by 48%. So what that means is that we're going to be lowering the attack of basically everyone around us. So you could conceivably, if you wanted to, not give him as much defense or HP. We did because obviously we don't want our tank to die, and I think he outlasts a lot of people. It's crazy. He's actually pretty strong for what he is. But yeah, you could conceivably just make him all attack because he's going to lower the attack of any enemy he's around. And then we have Scathy, who is also here basically slowing the enemy down. So he's not going to get hit as much. So it is conceivable that a tank like that, you could do more attack. I'm still focusing on defense and HP because I'd rather him just stay alive for insane periods of time. I don't really want to focus him on attack, but you could do that. That is an option. And we do need more attack anyway because the tank bosses are the worst in this game. Now, someone like this guy who's Orc Magician, all right, he's got a main attack that just hits. Then he's got an attack that will target an enemy with evil magic. It deals 330% of attack and deals additional damage equal to 10% of the target's HP. So this is a really good enemy for like bosses with high HP, obviously, because you're going to do 10% of their damage every time he uses this skill. So speed would be a great training on him. All right, speed would be great on him. And then he detonates a malicious force of magic, dealing damage equal to 315% attack of all enemies in front and reducing their incoming healing by 50%. So yeah, someone like this, we would definitely want to do more attack, crit damage, accuracy, all that. And he doesn't need HP in defense. You know what I mean? Because he's in the back row. So unless there's an assassin involved, he's going to be really good if you just use the stats for crit, and anything that can make him do more damage is good. All right, now there's going to be some other heroes in here. I wouldn't focus on building other heroes in this game outside of the hero practice grounds, which is where we use a lot of my time for these epics and all that. We get them leveled up, and they're moving along pretty quickly. It seems like it's going to take a while, but as you keep going and as time goes on, this becomes really easy. I would say that once you start having once you have 4 absolute gods that you can put in here and upgrade the bonus to 150, that's when you're really going to start to see the bonus on this because the times are very long if you use bad gods. Tea break. All right. Yeah, if you're using garbage gods, this is going to be like an insane bonus. That's terrible. It's going to be like 5% bonus, and you're going to be waiting 12 hours for a level. So it's going to seem a little daunting in the beginning, but make sure you're constantly using this as soon as you start using the mythical, not the mythical, the is it mythical? No, the red gods. Using those is fine. You still get a reasonable bonus, but just these guys get way more. So make sure when you start doing this, start looking for those absolute gods. You're going to have Poseidon. You're going to get one pretty much from the first weekish, unless you get a lucky pull that you'll get from just summoning all the free summons that you get for the week. You also get a lot from doing the campaign. So you may even get a second one from that. And then what I would say is maybe when you get a bunch of hero gods that you're not really using, I would say maybe just forge one. I did forge, I think, one so far, maybe two, with the God Soulstone. Don't go too crazy with that because you do want to still level up some of your lower level gods. They're all very useful, especially for the tower once you get into it. And gods become extremely hard to summon, so don't waste it. But yeah, you will eventually get some good ones, and as long as you have 4, you're good. If you start buying stuff with the premium pass, then yeah, you'll need more than that, but the 4 is good enough, and that's stuff to keep you leveling up your heroes. And as you can see, we've been doing that with all my epics, and we have now, these are the ones that are 2-star that we are slowly getting up to level 30. We did get our legendaries up to 2-star here, as you can see, these 4, and we got these guys up to level 2 as well, and then some of these all up to 1. See how this is all heroes that we've been leveling in there. The rares we did with potions. So we are starting to level our rares up. We did get a few other rares that I'm working on right now. We are working on Orc Magician right now, and this is mainly because we want a secondary hero to get us through the towers, because the quest we're working on right now is for beating the towers up to level 10. So we need some extra heroes. Now, luckily for me, he's an orc, and he's my strongest hero. He's literally blasting through that tower by himself. It's not really necessary, but yeah, we've got a secondary hero now that we're going to be working in there. Beast, we have half Beast Archer to work with my tank. We're going to be leveling her up as well. And then we also started leveling up Skeleton Marksman because we want an extra person. This is the only one that I'm having trouble with is Undead right now. I believe we finished all the other towers to level 10. Yeah, we did. So we got to do Skeleton Marksman up to level 10, and hopefully that's enough to kind of get us through because I only have a healer right now, say, in Undead. We do also have a few legendaries in that area that are good. We just got them, though, so they're not going to be leveled. Where are they? Are they all the way back here? Here we go. So we did just get the Skeleton Summoner. So he's someone we could throw in there. So we have 3 heroes. I'm waiting to get a 4th, and then we'll start cooking these guys, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us through. If not, I can just throw some EXP potions in him, and maybe it'll be enough to get him strong enough just to get us through level 10. The towers are surprisingly hard, especially Beast. You could just do what I did on Beast today, is you could just take the gear off your main team and throw it on the other team. It's annoying because you have to keep switching stuff, but it works in the beginning. Now, we went through stats, tactics, all right? Now, tactics are good, but not necessary, all right? um, it's always good to have this because your HP is going to keep your team alive. So if you are using some of these tactics, if you do have legendaries and epics on the same team, you're going to get a bunch of extra HP bonuses. Say, like I would say, this is sorcerer. So what you could do here is you look at sorcerer of darkness when you're building your team. This means that the mage and the skeleton summoner work together. This also means that this skeleton epic works with this. So you could take these three heroes, and just off that, most of your heroes are getting 15% HP. And then these two will be getting, I mean, this one right here will be getting 30% HP. So that's a lot. That's a lot of HP, and it's really good for the skeleton summoner because you will have 30% HP on a hero. So if an assassin does go back there, it gives you a 30% boost to your HP, which will make you, hopefully not die before someone can save him. Or he summons his little skeleton minions. And then what you would do is you can go over to your other hero, which is on this team. So you would look at, at her, Dark Witch, right? Go to Dark Witch. Now you have other heroes here. So these two have HP. What you could do is you could put, this hero Esther or this hero Orc Hunter. Let's say you have Orc Hunter. You could put Orc Hunter on the team, and now you have another 15% for her. So now she's getting 30, and she's getting 15. Then you would go over to Orc Hunter, which I don't have, and you could use her, whoever she's with, and then you're starting to just stack HP bonuses, which is very helpful at keeping your team alive in the later areas. And I think that's something you should look at. Otherwise, if you're using all epics, these are the great ones to get. The 15% attack, it's going to help you get through those tank bosses, which is where most people are going to have trouble, is killing things fast enough. But now in hell mode, there are enemies like the wolves and things like that that do tons of damage. So the HP might actually be a better situation for you. Now, as far as Transcendence goes, basically what you want to do here, this is where you're going to level up your heroes. Ascendance is where you're going to put in this to get their stars up. All of this is basic. Most people can do this on any hero. Just know that the higher the rank hero, the more experience and resources you're going to be putting into someone. All right. Like this is a lot. This is all blue soul stones. All right. Now to do this on anyone else, it would have been like 3 of the green ones, which are a lot easier to get. You can buy 10 a day. You'll have plenty of them from just playing the game. And you can also use the green heroes that you get from the pass, and you can just the ones that you get from daily missions and things like that. You can just use them to level them up. Here, unfortunately, yeah, this guy's going to take a lot. Like you're gonna be using a lot, and then when you get to the next ranks, you're going to start using purples, which are even harder to get. So just be careful with who you're leveling right off the bat. You may come into some stop points where you're not going to be able to move ahead on building your hero, and that can kind of set you back. Now there are some heroes that are going to be different than that, but not many. All right, so this is where you transcend. We're just going to do it because why not? Transcend, confirm. So now you can use pieces from these heroes to transcend a hero, and this gives you more stats. See? So this gives me 12% attack, 12% HP, and 100 accuracy, which is really good. So transcending is obviously very important, something you really want to do. As you just saw, that was 30,000 gold for the first transcendence on a legendary. For a regular hero, it is usually between 10 and 30. So you're talking, like I said, it's almost 3 times the amount you would use on a rare, all right, to upgrade your hero. So just be careful with that, but that is very important. Training, once again, this is where you're going to be training your heroes to get stats. Basically, you click the button and you're going to get all this stuff here. You get to choose between 3 things. This game is a very big gambling game. It's important that you kind of hope for the best. If you're lucky and you get crap like this, you will get this, which is enhanced skill level, which is great because this will increase your damage. So we do want those skills, and hopefully when you get bad rolls that one of these pops up. If not, you might not be able to do it. All right, but just you're looking for skill levels. You're looking for whatever the hero needs. So if it's everyone can use attack speed. So if you get a 30% attack speed like I did on my swordsman, which I will show you now. Oops, nope, get out of there. Over here, training. Say we got attack speed 30%, which is really nice. We did get some crit, not much. I'm probably going to reset this eventually and just basically save this. This is the only one I would probably save. Everything else here I will probably just get rid of because I don't care. This is 90 accuracy, which is good, but still garbage. This is all garbage stats right here because they're all the first level. If I had some purple stuff or some, even some blue would be nice on this because you get 130 on these stats, which is much better. So we will be doing a reset on him eventually. I just got to run through and do some booking, but it's not a focus yet. But just know you can reset this, but don't get crazy on this. Wait until later in the game when you finally get some gear. Make sure you're using the heroes that you want to be using. Don't be wasting your gems on stuff like this because it's not going to help you get through the game. Make sure you're waiting. All right, just get what you get. Whatever the stats are you get them, and then Like now, I would reset him. You know, what I mean, I would spend a day and do that, and just go through the training manual dungeon and get all that stuff and just level it. All right, so there you go. Another things in here. Let's go look at this stuff that helps. So tactics are important. Not super. Not. I wouldn't say important because I'm not even using any tactics right now because my team doesn't really require it yet. But we are trying to at least buy the thing so we can level them up. That's why it's still green. Pandora's box. I would say focus on this as much as you can. Anytime you get a piece of gear, do not sell it. Put it in here and register it. That way, once you have those quests, you can start getting some crit damage. We have 28% crit damage on our team right now, and we're slowly getting more pieces. Once you start working through the towers, you're going to get a lot more gear here, all right? Also, if you farm campaign, you're going to get a reasonable amount of gear, and from your expeditions every day. If you're doing the free one and the 50 gem one every day, you're going to get some gear from that too, which is really going to help you out. So make sure you're doing that every day, because there are 2 quests where you have to get 10 of these done and then 30 of them done. Once you kind of understand this and you realize you can kind of cheat the system a little bit by going down here and just leveling up the same pieces of gear and only having to get 2 pieces of gear to level 4, which costs you 4,000 gold and 1 run in the dungeon to get the upgrade pieces. Like, this is a great place to level these 4 up and get quick levels. There's also ones that require 1, but they might require more levels. Like here, this requires a level 6 on this one common piece of gear. So this is 6,000 gold, and you can literally just get 1 of these done. So these are the things that you should be looking for as you go. Once I find things, I'll usually go in here and upgrade them. I haven't been focused on it yet because we already did the quests for 30. We're slowly working our way up. I think we got a few more. I mean, we've got a reasonable amount of these right now. I don't even know how many, but either way, 28% crit damage we have from Pandora's box. And then God's Grace, just remember, every time you're leveling up your gods, you're getting another God's Grace tier for each hero. And resistance is pretty good. I mean, you're going to want this stat, all right? You're going to resist the holy damage and all that. And this takes a while. I mean, you could conceivably just level up a bunch of low-level gods with, quickly, and that'll get you some resistance here if you think you need that a lot. Expedition, like I said, you want to go in here every once in a while of time, you'll get it. The more levels you beat in campaign, the higher level your expedition will be. I mean, look at this. We've only had it going for 3 hours and we already got 11,000 gold. If I do an expedition, you get a lot more. So let's click this. So what I do is I do this every day. I'll claim it, and then I'll go in here and claim the free. I'll just do it right now because whatever, we'll take the 100. It'll give us some gold, and we actually got the weekly quest done. So here we go, 40,000 gold, 44,000, and we get a bunch of soul stones. Say more soul stones here, and we get some god potions, some regular potions. So the level 50, and we get mastery points. So the 50 gems is 100% worth it. I just used 100 just to show you guys, but yeah, the 50 gem one is 100% worth it every day, and I totally think you should do it. Especially because it's going to help you, and we just got this for the week, so now we got 20,000 gold from here. Boom, look at that. We're just getting gold everywhere. Gold becomes a lot easier to get. You're going to see that I have low gold right now, but I also did a bunch of upgrades before we started. And then that's going to help you with your gods. Now, the gods themselves, stats, make sure you're looking at all of their skills, all right? So this increases the attack of an orc hero by 35%. Does that mean you have to put him on an orc hero? It does not. But why would you not? You know what I mean? 35% increase in attack on an orc hero. This is why he is on my guardsman, my swordsman, because it gives him a barrier so he doesn't get killed right when he walks into the fight, and it increases his attack by 35%. It also increases his accuracy by 26%, and at the start of the battle, there you go, it creates a barrier of 36% of his HP. So that's not bad. It gives him enough time to get hit and kill things before they try to one-shot him with some kind of crazy arrow skill that's bad. And then you check your skills here. Make sure that you're using skills. You got to make sure that there's magic points here. So it uses 6 magic points. 6 magic points is a lot of magic points, all right? It's a lot. You only get 10. So you're going to have to wait a while for this to be active. So it's really good to have, but just know what you're using and when you're using it. You are going to want to make sure you have some skills like this that are 2 magic that kind of give you a little bit of boost. Now, crit rate isn't going to help you too much in the early game just because it really doesn't even make you crit that much more. It's almost a waste, which is why I stopped working on him for a little bit. I think later on, now that we're getting closer, it'll be a little more useful because that 1400 will basically get us up to that 70 mark. We'll actually crit. In the beginning of the game, getting 1400 crit in the beginning basically puts you up to like 20-30%. And yeah, you're not going to be critting at all. Is it helpful? Yes. But does it do a lot? No. Same thing here. This is a range hero. So range attack is increased by 24%, and accuracy is increased by 24% on ranged hero. So this god could be used on any range hero. It does not matter. You can switch it and put it on any range hero you have. So she's a good hero to have, and she does a ton of damage. And her skill only costs 2 magic points. Once again, it's a great way to get out of a sticky situation. If you have an enemy that's really about to kill you, you just throw the arrow at him. It slows him down and could possibly kill him if you have it leveled reasonably high. I unfortunately ran out of pieces. Otherwise, she'd be ascended, and this would be level 4, giving us a 700% attack, which would be nice. Yeah. Look at the gods that you have, go through them all, make sure you're checking their stats. Just read and remember that this god gives my hero that I equip with it 337 attack plus 10% attack speed and HP regeneration. So some of these heroes you're going to need. See, HP, dodge, and regeneration. This one's attack and HP. So this one's a little weird. See, it gives you a 175% attack increase for 2 magic points, which is really good on a specific hero, but her substats are HP and HP regen. Once again, I mean, is it bad? No. But is it good in the sense that you want to do more damage? Probably not. All right. That's why I eventually switched it out, to be honest. Right now, we're using her because it has HP attack and HP regen, which is basically the same. But we do get human bonuses to HP and to defense, and that's why we started using her because it gives us a bigger bonus to our hero and his staying alive. So that staying alive becomes more important later on. Attack is super important in the beginning. There you go. Let's get out of here. And that could be a different thing too. I mean, you might have to stack attack on your heroes to get through some of these tank bosses. It also might require you to maybe even switch gear. Luckily, there's no gold requirements for switching gear, and you don't have to worry about that. You can switch on and off at your leisure. As far as everything else in here, the glory to the Legion. This is why we're leveling up the heroes that we're leveling, and where we're trying to make sure we level up some rares now that we have a max team. This is going to give us a bonus to our attack, and you want to make sure that we're doing the Legion bonus and that you're transcending. You could easily just transcend, as you can see, I'm at 64. You can easily just transcend a bunch of low-level heroes and get these stats quickly. And yeah, it's going to cost gold, but one day of it is not going to hurt you. So if we go in here, heroes, you can see the ones that I've been working on. I actually can do some now because I'm trying to get that up to 70 to get another attack bonus. But we've got these guys all gone. Look at this. All of them are 1-star ascended. We're going to go over here. We're working on these guys now, the green ones. So we are going to level him up. There we go. Register all. Level up. It only cost me 1,780 gold. And then we go to Ascendant. See, it doesn't cost much of anything. We can use these, or we can use these. It doesn't really matter. If you're trying to save these blocks up, you could save those for, creating summons, which is fine. Or you could just use these. But remember, you can use these for combining, so you're kind of hurting yourself either way. Then we go to Transcendence and see 15k for the first star. And confirm. And we'll just do this for a few heroes once in a while. You don't have to do this every day. Maybe one a day if you want. Like once you get to the point where you can spare a few EXP potions. It's not necessary in the first probably week. If I had to guess, I would just focus your main team. But yeah, now that we are at the point where this is something we want to do, see, boom, boom. So just from doing that expedition, it got me 2 more heroes with 2 more stars. All right, that gets me closer to where I need to be. We're going to use these for now because I want to use the other ones for heroes. Confirm. Now, you got to make sure for Pandora's box is that, God's grace. Sorry, for the God's grace. You don't want to waste your soul stones. All right. One, if you're going to try and do something what I'm doing right now, this kind of thing will also take up soul stones. So you don't want to be wasting them unless you're going to be using it for ascension. But what I do is, personally, when I do fusions, all right, you go into fusion, you can go this way, and I try to save at least 100 of each one of these for the low level one. So what I'll do is I'll go in here and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I won't use all of them. You can do it like this too, which is nice. It saves you some time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there we go. Everyone's still over 100, and then we fuse. So now we got 5 new green heroes. Boom. So I just made back the ones that I wasted. And then same thing over here. This depends on my mood, if I do these or not. I've been using a lot more recently, so we're probably not going to go too crazy on these. But I'll probably get these down to 80. I think that's about as low as I would go on this, if it's enough. There we go. We'll do one more just because. There we go. All right, so this is enough. I won't touch this anymore. We're going to do that because we still have Transcendence to do, and we're not trying to waste that. So we want to get our Transcendences. Now, my blue heroes we're actually leveling up as we go right now, so I can waste his because we have him maxed. All right, we have him maxed. So now that we have heroes that we're starting to max out, we will be able to start using them. If we have somebody who's over 100, once again, I may use them. So I might do like 1, 2, and 3, and then this will get me a purple. I won't touch these yet because I'm working on these heroes currently. See, he's about to be done. I think I only need 35 or 25 more of him, and he'll be maxed at 5-star. So then we'll start being able to use him. So eventually we will be able to just use all of our blue stones because we're going to have them all leveled up and ascended anyway. Fuse this, and there we go. Now we've got a purple. Now, this really, if you're going to use your purples, I would say do it sparingly because these epics can be good. And if you choose the wrong heroes to get your legendary stats, it might be a little rough. Like I'm tempted to do it. Like trust me, I would love to do this. We have it's 50. We've got one right here, and then this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2 legendaries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, and then we've got another. So I could get 4 more legendary heroes from just combining. Now, that's a gamble. Is it a good gamble? It depends on what you get. If you get the same hero 5 times, like say you get Duke 4 times in a row, yeah, that's good because now you got one hero and you can ascend the crap out of him. He's gonna do insane damage. If you get this stupid robot here, you know, 2 times, and then you get another garbage legendary 2 times. It might not be as worth it. So that's up to you if you want to do those things. I would save it for now and just level the heroes that you have and try to ascend some heroes and see which ones you're going to get the most of. I have created at least 2 legendaries from these stones, but it's been mostly with heroes that I don't really use and I don't really foresee myself using anytime soon. Like I don't like the Orc Healer. I'm not going to waste his stats right now because we still want to ascend him once or twice in the beginning. But we're going to leave everybody where they are now, and we're not going to be combining these anymore for a little while. We're just going to kind of sit on them until we start finishing out our heroes. Gear we went through stats, upgrades. Basically, you've got what? So we've got the upgrades for, let's make sure we got everything. I want to make sure everything's in your tactics. Like I said, you go in here and you get your attack, your HP, whatever you can get, and that's good. We've got God's Grace, we've got Pandora's Box. Upgrading gear is a pain in the butt. We did Glory Legion. The Hero Grounds is where you're going to level everybody up. And basically, upgrading gear is the only thing we didn't really talk about. And this is up to you how you want to do it. If you want to upgrade a piece of gear, here we go. Let's enhance. We don't have any pieces because we've been wasting them. But if you want to do this, I would say, once you get to 7, it is conceivable that it might be worth your time to upgrade to a legendary piece for Epic and just use those to get a higher percent chance. Because if you use this, look, you got 20% chance of this working. If we use this, you're going to end up getting like a 50% chance or 40% chance right now. And then here you might get, 60, 70% chance, which is better because you're going to waste your durability. And I would start saving your arena coins if you go in the shop. Obviously, you're going to buy all these things that are sold out right now every day. We're actually going to buy this too because we want those stones. These can be used. Oh, I have to sell some stuff. This week can be used to craft summon stones. So just know that even if you don't use them a lot, you should probably try to buy them. This one, it might be too much to do every day, but you could do it if you wanted to. Once you start getting more gold, like where I'm at, I could buy that every day if I wanted to. Definitely buying these potions. I buy the mastery points every day. And in the beginning, I was buying this one. I may still buy it just for a few heroes that I'm backing up right now, but it's not super important. These I wouldn't buy with gems unless you are really, really suffering. Clan, if you get in a good clan, this is a great thing to buy every day. You could save up for Zeus. That's an option if you're in a really good clan. Like I'm in a great clan. We're at level 10 right now. So yeah, we're basically just getting free coins every day. I may just keep buying these for now because Zeus isn't. He's great, but 43,000 coins is a lot. And it's not even that I don't want to save it up. It's that it's just going to take some time. So I don't know if that's something I want or if I want to just keep going for rare ascendant stones and maybe I can, summon some stuff because this is 50 of these right here. That's technically speaking, if you wanted to do the crafting, you could craft 5 select summons from this. See what I mean? So yeah, it's a little rough. It's a hard choice, and then you also could get these legendary ascendant stones too. So, and that's mainly for your high end heroes. I probably would never buy these right now, just because that's for like we're talking the mythical heroes, and they take a lot more resources than anyone else. You should be buying some of these every day. I will be buying at least these two to start getting the original. Oh, that's right, we have inventory issues right now. I will be buying these every day just to kind of get some tactics ready in case I do have a team that I want to use tactics for, or in the tower. The tower is a really good place for these tactics to actually come into play if you're using a weird, mishmash of heroes like I am right now in your main team. So yeah, I mean, upgrading gear, I would say in the beginning, get your gear to level 4. All right, start at 4 because it costs the least amount of money and there's no chance of failing. So get every piece of gear you have to level 4. Then I would say you should focus your weapons to 7. That's the first thing. Then you can come back and upgrade your armors and things like that to 7, and then get your weapons to 10. That's like the kind of the order of operations. The accessories, as you get them, I would probably get them to 7 as quickly as you can, just so you can get the skill damage if you have it on there. But other than that, yeah, I wouldn't really go too crazy trying to force accessories in the beginning. Go for your weapons and get your armors up to at least 7 and your weapons up to 10 if you can, and that'll really help you out. And then farm, farm, farm. I literally still farm. I'm still farming campaign. I actually slowed down on beating things just because I want to get some stuff done beforehand. I want to level up some heroes. I want to get some secondary heroes built up, and I think that's really going to help the account down the road. And I also want to get this account level up as high as I can. So we just started leveling up some other heroes. As soon as these rares are done, which they're very close, as soon as these guys are done with their awakenings, we only have what, 3, and we have 9 levels left. All right, on these guys, and we're out of 30. So we're almost at the point where they're all maxed out. So I can actually start bringing in this guy who needs a lot more experience to max him out. We can use him as my campaign farmer once he's ready to go. He's basically there now, but we can use him as a campaign farmer and then just bring in all of these rares and level them up while I gain experience and I don't have to worry about the potions as much. So we're almost at the point where we can actually farm and level heroes on the side, which is going to be a big boost to our account because now I'm going to be leveling up heroes super fast. All right. I mean, right now I'm just basically throwing potions on them and getting levels. It's been a bit stagnating, but now it's going to eventually be really good for us for leveling up the account and getting some stuff done, getting some levels and some more boosts on the Legion. So yeah, just basically this is all the stuff that you're going to be looking at and trying to get through, and just kind of a basic explanation of most of the stuff in the game. Arena is easy, just go in there and click auto, and if you win, you win. I mean, the towers, you're going to want to get through those as much as possible. Challenge areas, just beat what you can and try to get what you can from them. You do get stuff from the quests. You're going to get some gems from that. So yeah, anything you can beat, I would definitely try to beat. All right. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, things you want to talk about, feel free to leave a comment. It's always good for the channel. And as always, like, share, subscribe. We do a live show every day, which we're actually about to do after this. I'm going to pop up and do some raid. And yeah, that's it for today. This is the God's Raid. This is just a basic overview and explanation of some stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd. And you guys take care.